AMD wrapped up its final keynote presentation of the month by announcing their Radeon RX 6000 series of video cards. Hosted once more by AMD CEO Dr. Lisa Su, AMD's hour-long keynote revealed the first three parts in AMD's new RDNA2 architecture video card family, the Radeon RX 6800, 6800 XT, and 6900 XT. The core of AMD's new high-end video card lineup, AMD means to do battle with the best of the best out of arch-rival Nvidia. And we'll get to see firsthand if AMD can retake the high-end market on November 18, when the first two cards hit retail shelves. Let's talk about the Radeon RX 6900 XT. Amongst AMD's video card stack, the company is taking a very similar tack as Nvidia. So although the RX 6900 XT is technically their flagship part, at $999 it's still in a similar more money than sense category as the RTX 3090, which is to say that AMD is looking to charge a good premium for the card. Since it's based on a fully enabled and undoubtedly heavily binned Navi 21 GPU, it's the hardest part for AMD to produce, and thus the rarest. How rare remains to be seen, but as Navi 21 is undoubtedly a large chip thanks to the 26.8 billion transistors housing 80 cores and 128 megabytes infinity cache, more on that later. I don't expect AMD to be flooding the market with 6900 XTs anytime soon. At any rate, the card will be the full Navi 21 experience. All 80 cores will be enabled, and thanks to AMD's efforts in optimizing the RDNA2 architecture for clock speeds, it will have a game clock of 2015 MHz and a peak turbo clock, boost clock, of 2250 MHz. Assuming that AMD hasn't done anything too crazy with the RDNA2 architecture, this means that the card will have an average FP32 shader throughput of around 20.6 teraflops. More than double the throughput of the RX 5700 XT, and right in line with AMD's goals to double their performance over the RX 5000 series. On the memory side of matters, the card comes with 16 GB of GDDR6. AMD is not officially disclosing the memory clock speed, but based on current tech trends we're expecting that GDDR6 to be running at 16 Gbps per pin, which AMD has since confirmed. Meanwhile, based on other AMD slides, it looks like this memory is attached to a 256-bit memory bus, which would give the card a total memory bandwidth of 512 GB per second. This is admittedly a bit anemic for a flagship video card, and is where AMD's new Infinity Cache technology will come into play. Finally, AMD says that the card will have a total board power, TBP, of 300 Watt. At a time when ASIC designers everywhere are struggling to keep power consumption in check, and when even Nvidia's top cards now hit 350 Watt, a 300 Watt TBP is a significant claim. Not only is it potentially a competitive advantage for AMD, but it means they haven't needed to increase their TBP versus their previous high-end card, the also 7nm-based Radeon 7. With all of that said, however, some expectation management is in order. Although AMD is comparing the RX 6900 XT to Nvidia's RTX 3090, there are a few potential gotchas involved. We'll break down AMD's specific performance claims and benchmark slides later, but suffice it to say, and as AMD is pitching things now, if the RX 6900 XT can match the 3090, it's going to be at the very top edge of the AMD card's performance profile, overclocking include. Which would go hand in hand with the heavy binning mentioned earlier. If you enjoyed the video in any way or find the information useful, a subscribe to the channel will be amazing.